In April 2021, I started watching One Piece, and I honestly don't know why I started watching One Piece. I saw how long it was, and I don't know. I guess since I was in COVID school, I just needed something to watch, and that was a really long show, so I knew it would keep my attention for a long time. So I started watching One Piece, right? And I started getting into it, and I thought it was pretty good. The opening was catchy. I liked Luffy. I thought he was funny. I just thought it was a pretty good show. I didn't think it was anything great. You know what I'm saying? But now, I think that One Piece is the greatest story I have ever, read, watched, anything. I think it's the greatest story I've ever seen on, in my life. It's perfect, in my opinion. Hunter x Hunter is still my favorite anime, but I think that One Piece is the best that I've ever seen. Its ability to keep getting better and better and better and better with each arc needs to be studied, because I feel like not a lot of anime is able to do that, especially for it going like this long. You know what I'm saying? If you look at, let's just say like American television shows that go on for, this many seasons long, by the end of it, the fandom's like, oh, okay, you can tell that the quality of the show has declined because it's been so long. It's hard to keep up the consistency of the writing and make it good for that long. But One Piece has, Ichiro Oda, my goat, has found the secret sauce and is able to make One Piece consistently great over and over and over and over again. I feel like right now, in like the anime's an egghead right now, I feel like since Fishman Island, we have been getting consistent peak, like non-stop peak after peak after peak after peak after peak. A lot of people didn't like Punk Hazard. I loved Punk Hazard. I thought it was a great arc, but we go from Punk Hazard into Dressrosa, into Zhu, into Whole Cake, into Wano, into Egghead. Oh my gosh. I mean, Alabasta was my favorite arc for the longest, and I watched Wano. And Wano was the first time I have ever watched something and cried, not because it was sad. I usually like, if something is sad, I cry all the time in movies, anime, whatnot. If it's a tearjerker, I'm gonna shed some tears. But when Luffy went Gear 5 for the first time, it looked so cool that tears started flowing from my eyes. I was witnessing greatness. I was beating my chest too. I was like, yeah, let's go. The drums of liberation. Let's go. I don't know how this show is able to do it, but it keeps getting better and better and better. And I feel like the characters keep getting better too. And I love this story. This story means so much to me. And I want all of my friends to watch this story. I want everyone to experience One Piece, because One Piece isn't just a show, it's an experience. I feel like. I think the biggest selling point for me personally is the character of Luffy himself. Luffy's my favorite anime character of all time, and I remember the moment he became my favorite character. It was in, spoilers by the way, for all of One Piece up until Egghead. So if you haven't seen it, yeah, I'm gonna say some stuff, and it might spoil a little bit, but not too much. Anyway, I remember the moment Luffy became my favorite anime character of all time. It was in the Drum Island arc. I think that's what the arc was called. And Nami had gotten sick. And so in order to get to the doctor was like on the top of this mountain, all the way at the top. And it's freezing cold outside. And Luffy and Sanji were going to go carry Nami up this mountain. And so they're climbing up the mountain. And then I think Sanji passes out or something. So Luffy has, like, I think he has Nami on his back, Sanji in his mouth. He's climbing up this mountain with his bare hands. He keeps like falling back down the mountain and like scraping his fingers and like toes on the mountain. There's like blood coming out of his hands. But nonetheless, in order to save his friends, he climbs up this mountain, brutally like hurting himself just so he could save his friends. And that was the moment Luffy became my favorite anime character of all time, because Yes, he's silly and goofy 24/7, but when he needs to do something for his friends, he's going to go 100%, 110% and get it done. And I feel like every arc, that's what we're witnessing. You know, Luffy has his own dreams and his own goals, but when he needs to lock in to save his friends, he's gonna do it, and he keeps doing it over and over and over again. And I just love to see it. Luffy's just a good guy. He's just a good guy saving people. You know, he doesn't like to see good people get hurt. He just likes to save people, and I love to watch it. And everybody's like, oh, you know, every arc is redundant. They go to island, they find problem with island, they save island, and then they go to the next island. And in a sense, if you break it down like that, yes, it sounds redundant if you break it down like that. But if you get into the nitty gritty of the show and you watch what transpires and how Oda is literally like, you see something in episode 200 and then 500 episodes later, I know it's a lot of episodes, but 500 episodes later, it comes back and it's relevant. And to just see you viewing the show paying off that much, I feel is like, it's just a joy. It's just a joy. I remember watching Wano and seeing, like, I love Skypiea. A lot of people don't like Skypiea, but there's a lot of stuff in Skypiea that's relevant in Wano, and to see the connections is just beautiful. I love how Oda brings together literally all of his arcs. There is no stupid arc. Every arc in One Piece matters somehow, some way. For one reason or another, it's gonna get brought back up in the future, and I love that. I remember when Sanji is introduced to us and he tells us he's from the I think he said he's from the North Blue or something like that, or he got like stranded. Or, anyway, he like kind of sort of in Baradier tells us where he's from, and then throughout the series we see his wanted sign, right? And his wanted sign is never his face. For some reason, his wanted sign is never his actual face. And then once his wanted sign becomes his actual face, it doesn't say dead or alive anymore. It says only alive. And then in Jew, he gets captured and we find out that he's a prince of the whatever family he's from. What is it? The Germa 66 family. And he's trying to get wedded into the Big Mom family. And that's why, you know, he technically was from, he was from the North Blue or something. I don't know. He's from the North Blue, then got stranded in the East Blue, and then, you know, that's why everything had transpired. And it was cool to see the story go from that to that to that to that to that, and just watch that happen. And all of that happens like so many times throughout the story. Even in Egghead, we're going back to Water 7 when we were learning about Nico Robin's backstory, and now that plot point is relevant now. And I just think that the world building and bringing together, like making One Piece extremely like deep, I think it's the best part, because you can just watch the story and enjoy the fight scenes and enjoy the Straw Hat crew going from island to island and saving the island, but you can also enjoy the fact that there is hidden deep lore everywhere, in every scene, in every page of the book, and I absolutely love it. And then there's the characters themselves are just really fun to watch. I mean, come on, how can you not love the Straw Hat crew? You gotta love Luffy and Zoro, and to just and Sanji and Nami and Usopp and Robin and Chopper and Frankie and Brook, and now we got Jinbei on the squad. And don't forget about the Sunny, R.I.P. the Mary. But you know, watching these guys interact with each other, and they're not just a crew, they're literally a family, and to see their different character dynamics, you know, the Chopper and Luffy dynamic, and then you have the Zoro and Sanji dynamic, and then you have the Nami and Luffy dynamic, and then you have the Zoro and Chopper dynamic, and then you have the Luffy and Brook dynamic, and then you have the Luffy and Robin dynamic, and there's just so many different dynamics on the team, too many combos that go together, and it's just, it's beautiful. Each arc has something special that you can talk about. I mean, I was just watching a video and they were explaining how the Luffy versus Usopp fight, I had never thought of it like this before. It was just showing that like Usopp wasn't just fighting to save the Sunny, because you know Luffy wanted to, not like, he didn't want to abandon the Sunny, but not the Sunny, the Mary, but the Mary couldn't sail anymore, so he was going to get a new ship. And Usopp just wanted to stay on the Mary, so he fought Luffy. but it's deeper than that. Usopp was fighting Luffy because he felt like he was weak, and he felt like if he's weak and he couldn't, you know, help out Luffy anymore, Luffy was just going to abandon him, just like the Mary. So he was fighting Luffy. And I feel like there's so many scenes in this show where you can break it down and make it even deeper than it really has to be, but it actually is that deep because Oda wanted it to be. And I feel like that's just it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. And then the animation, now I know, I'm not gonna lie, the animation hasn't always been the best. I mean, obviously, like, the show came out in what, the 90s or something like that, so like the animation hasn't always been the greatest. And even the like Dressrosa, the whole cake, like even those arcs, the animation can get a bit, you know, terrible at times. I'm not gonna hold you, but I will say, as of recently, Toei is on a roll. Toei is on a roll. Like, I feel like as soon as we hit Wano, Toei was like, okay, let's lock in. The animation in the show is it's beautiful. It is beautiful. Like I said, it's so beautiful it made me cry. I mean, even just all of the Zoro scenes in Wano, bro. The animators love Zoro so much in Wano, and I am glad we got, bro. It's peak animation. And then the Luffy stuff and Sanji, the big three got so many great scenes in Wano. And then we get the Egghead. Oh my god, bro. Luffy versus Lucci, dude. Every time Luffy goes into Gear 5, oh my man, dude. The animation is so good. The animation is so good. And then in the most recent episodes, I'm about to spoil something. So if y'all aren't seeing it, you know, I'm about to spoil it. Nigga, when what's his name? Shanks shows up to fight Law? Not Law. When Shanks shows up to fight Kid is a fraud. Kid is an absolute fraud. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how Kid is a fraud. I feel like he's the weakest, and I don't even know what their like little group of people is called. Obviously, Luffy's the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? But then we have Law and Kid. But Law, I feel like, is 5 steps above Kid. Kid is a fraud. Why is he trying to fight Shanks? If Shanks already took your arm off, right? You know how strong this guy is. Why are you out here trying to fight him? Let's really talk about it. And you know they had me in the first half because he like blew away so many ships with like his little laser attack. But then Shanks runs up to this dude. One slash of his sword completely eviscerates him with one hit. What? Kid's a fraud. Cause Law, right? Blackbeard, right? Shanks himself is afraid of Blackbeard. That's how he got his scar. You know, he's like this scar hurts. You know what I'm saying? Like Shanks doesn't want to mess with Blackbeard. So Blackbeard is that guy. He has 2 devil fruits. You know what I'm saying? And he has Conqueror's Haki. I'm pretty sure Law lasted longer against Blackbeard than Kid did against Shanks. And I'm pretty sure Blackbeard's more powerful than Shanks. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure he is. Kid is a fraud. I just had to say that. But the animation in that scene, peak. When Garp shows up at the pirate island, peak. Aokichi, when he does anything cool, peak. The animation is on an absolute roll. And you know, I just love this show. I love this show so much. There's so many hype moments. There's so many moments that'll make you shed tears. It's so good. You need to watch One Piece. You need to watch it, read it, watch the live action, watch a YouTube video about it. I don't know, but you need One Piece in your life. I feel like something, if you feel like you're missing something in life, just go watch One Piece. The show is literally that good. It's so great, and I can't wait for which studio to reanimate it because it's gonna be, I can't wait to rewatch everything that I've already watched because I really want to rewatch One Piece because I'm done. I'm caught up. I'm watching it weekly now, but I want more. I need more, and I really want to rewatch it, but that's a lot of episodes to rewatch. 1,000+ episodes to rewatch, but I do it. I would do it because it's just that good. It's One Piece. In conclusion, I just wanted to gas on One Piece. that is the purpose of this video. I felt like One Piece, I've been talking about it a lot recently. I've been watching a lot of lore videos on YouTube. I'm really hyped for the new remake. I had to talk about One Piece because it deserves to be hyped up. It is one of the greatest things my eyes have ever laid their sweet little eyes on, and I love it, and you need to go see it if you haven't. If you're still here watching this video, thank you for watching the video. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. I love you, Oda. I love you, Toei. I love you. For the rest of you, again, thanks for watching the video. Have a great day. I love you.